Welcome to JMC podcast. How's it going, guys? You guys good?
Yeah, all
Yeah,
good.
good man.
Good.
Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about the latest transfer news that we currently have for most of the teams around world of football. Um, so we will start off with Mr. Hojlund. Bath, what's your take on your new signing, your new number nine?
I think it makes a change from signing like old washed up forwards to signing someone who's up and coming potentially. It's a good change, I think. I think for United they've needed that player who can run in behind. We've got used to having people like Martial and um Cavani who don't really make those runs in behind. Again, he's going to be quite a raw player. I expect a season like Nunez, like last season, where he was very, very hit and miss. So I'm not expecting too much from him in terms of prolific numbers, but I think it's a good signing for the future. He's what, 20 years old, got a good future ahead of him, so makes a change from the norm for United, especially with strikers.
Do you think he's a 20-goal striker?
Yeah, no, he's never done it. So until he does it, you can't really call him a 20 goal striker. It's like when we signed Rooney, he was never a 20 goal striker at that point. He only hit those numbers twice for us. So I think he has the potential to be one though.
What do you guys think of that signing? Scared? Or you guys think it's going to become one of those shitty signings that we all thought
Not
that
bad.
Martial was going to be amazing signing, the next Henri, and everyone were hyping him, and look at what he turned out to be, a pile of shit.
I'm not sure because I watched the YouTube videos on him, and it was a 6 minute clip from, was it Brazil Scout Pro, Brazil Premium Scout, which I think loads of people use. And even that, when I was watching that, it usually can make a player look really good, but from the clips I saw, there wasn't anything that special I saw with about him. But again, I don't think this is a striker's market at the moment. I don't think there's many good strikers like there's a Haaland in the world right now. So you just got to deal with what you're going to get. So he could be he is like what Bavik said, a raw talent. So he could become good afterwards. But from what I've seen, it does need a lot of development. Maybe Ten Hag can get that in him. I don't know how good his coaching staff is, but yeah, right now I wouldn't say I'm scared. Not for this season anyway.
Yeah, the same with me. I think he scored about nine Serie A goals. I don't think if you're a prolific striker, nine Serie A justifies like a 70 million price tag. But again, what you're paying for is him being good in the future. So that's what you guys are banking on, that he becomes that sort of Haaland type striker. But at this moment in time, he's very raw. He's probably going to be in and out of the team, perhaps. Um, but yeah, at this moment in time, I think you guys definitely have overpaid for him, and I don't think he'll bang you 20 goals straight away. He will need a lot of coaching. Depends if he turns out to be great or not. If not, then again, that's more money wasted on on players.
Yeah, from what I saw, the main aim from him was more link up play. That's what I got the intention what they're going to try and do, where like what they do with Harry Kane at Spurs, where Kane will receive the ball and pass it on to the wingers. That's what it looks like Hojlund can do.
Do you think, Bav, from your perspective of how United struggled last year since you Ronaldo left, um, do you think he can bring in the missing elements that you guys have been missing?
I think what we linked is a big person who can run in behind, and I think he'll add that to the team. We've got Rashford, but other than that, Anthony doesn't get in behind. He's not fast enough. Sancho, you see him, he's a bit of a wet wipe. He doesn't take anyone on. I don't know what he offers. I know he showed some good pace, but it's pre-season, so the jury's still out on him. So having someone alongside Rashford who can stretch defenses, getting behind, is kind of what I'd expect from him. Is that looking at his sort of highlight reel, that's what he offers. He's going to be one of those players you have in transition. And again, I think he'll score. He'll be a great player against those teams who play high lines like your Cities and your Liverpools.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll get many against your low lying blocks against your West Hams and that sort of teams.
So, pre-seasons have been happening recently. So before we move on to other transfers, just a quick one on the pre-season of the new players that both Arsenal and Liverpool have signed, and also obviously United with Onana that they've signed. So Nish, I'm going to ask you first with Arsenal signings in the pre-season. I know we basically won two and lost one against United, but
Yeah.
just 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 the game overall, what you are you happy with what you've seen, and also just focus a bit more on the new transfers. What do you think?
So I mostly caught the highlights of the Barcelona game because I think that was at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The United one, I did end up seeing that game. That was at like 10 o'clock. So I saw that whole game, and I was very excited with what Timber brings. I think with the way Timber is going to play now, it gives us extra freedom going up front because he's very secure defensively. Saying that, I didn't like what I saw from some of the other players like Havertz. I know he scored two in pre-season, but his overall play kind of he was invisible. So there was that. And then the 100 million man Declan Rice, he only played one game because he didn't play against Barcelona. So he was very like he only had 45 minutes, so you can judge him. But from what I saw, it was mostly like sideways passing with him, so you couldn't really judge with that. But obviously, you want to see more of him because what Arteta said after that is that we've got three new players in. They've only played one game together, so you can't expect them to gel straight away. So I think what Arteta wants to do this year is not be predictable. So he'll have different formations, different teams going forward. We're not going to have one set of main team, but it was a bit worrying the way we lost to United. I know it's pre-season, but it was very, very worrying with the mistakes. And against Barcelona, I caught the highlights. Some of the goals we scored were good, and again, I saw Timber, especially he's very good defensively, and him inverting into midfield. Rice didn't play that game, and Havertz, I know he got the goal, but I want him to get involved more in the build up. So that's my take on that.
Are you a bit worried about those comments that Arteta made? Because I was a bit worried when I heard that. He was like, "Yeah, they let them have another 100 games, and then you'll see that they'll click." Blah blah. I was a bit worried about that. We don't have 100 games. That's like
Yeah,
3 seasons.
I think like when you're signing like three players, they need time to gel. And I think if the formation Arteta doesn't work, I think we'll go back to basics and use the template from last year, which will be Partey and Xhaka. Well, not Xhaka. Rice replacing Xhaka, and then we'll use that same template if everything fails. But I think he's going to try and keep it moving in terms of changing the profile every game depending on the opposition. So I think it will take time, but I think once it does click, we'll have so many different ways and so many different options to score.
Liverpool. How about your new boys? What's your take on your preseason?
So in preseason, just generally, we've won two, drawn one. Where we drew against a German second league team, where we were 3-1 up, and then it became 4-3 to them in about 8 minutes. So it does show defensive weaknesses there. But yeah, because Szoboszlai took a knock, so he's only played 45 minutes, so there's not really much to watch into his performance so far. And well, if he's getting a knock, it's worried that could he be injury prone. That's one thing that might concern me about him. The other one, McAllister, again, I can't really read into his performance because the way he plays, you can just see he's just an engine. He just likes running around. So he just looks like any other midfielder we've ever had. But just from again, you're only watching preseason. So I don't know, about 45 minutes. There's nothing special I've seen. Like, he generally does what he can do, what you would expect for him. But the people that have impressed me is Salah and Darwin. So in our 3 games of playing, Darwin's got 4 goals and 1 assist, where Salah's got 1 goal and 5 assists. So it seems that those two are doing well in preseason. I hope they'll be ready for Chelsea. But I think that's how our preseason's going so far. I wouldn't say our new boys there's anything special to mention about them.
So you disagree with some of your Scouser mates who've been trolling the world of Twitter today, saying stuff like, "Oh, McAllister and Subish, whatever his name is, they're basically going to take the league by storm, and the midfield's back, the energy's back. They're literally going OTT."
Yeah, considering we haven't faced anyone hard, even Leicester, who we beat 4-0 today, they what was it? Yeah, today they're not in the Premier League anymore. So everyone we've faced, I wouldn't say is any decent competition so far. The real test will be Bayern Munich, sometime next week or during the week, I'd say. So yeah, there's I think it is a bit OTT. There's no reason to get gassed over our performances so far.
I would
Yeah.
like to make a point that I get the concept of facing like your rival teams, Premier League teams, but I watched like the Real Madrid Barcelona game and then Arsenal United, obviously, and then Real Madrid and Man United. There's a lot of like rough tackles flying about everywhere. Like I get the concept of playing your rivals, but in a friendly, I think they need to go back to facing like Boreham Wood and stuff and battering them 9-0 to get ready for the season, because this way you can cause a lot of injuries as well, like Lisandro did, and then in the El Clasico yesterday as well. So I'm against facing a rivals in a friendly game.
Yeah, you do have a really good point, because a lot of players could get injured along the way. Like Martinez nearly chopped Saka's legs in half or something. And Dirty Martinez thinking is a little Grim Reaper running around trying to take souls and shit.
Wasn't a Wrexham player also put on an oxygen tank because of a United player too?
Oh wow, they're out to assault everyone.
Yeah.
Fine.
I know a United player got injured because of
Mainu
Casemiro.
did, yeah. A few of them got injured. I think there's no place for it in preseason. Just like try and get yourself. It's just for fitness. I don't know why
Yeah.
you're going it so hard.
Yeah, exactly. It just mentality approach as well. That's probably the reason why as well. Because if you do lay off and just become lazy, like that mentality will build up over the weeks, and it takes time to get out of the system again. So that's
Pros and
Yeah.
cons, isn't it? Yeah.
And look what Xavi and Ten Hag said that Xavi said that we took that game like a Champions League game, and then Ten Hag said the Arsenal game is definitely not a friendly. So they took it like a big game as well. So yeah, I think facing your rivals in preseason can go a bit OTT, unless it's the Community Shield.
I was going to mention that.
There's no need to play your rivals in preseason at all.
I was going to say, what would you say
would-
about Community Shield? Would you go around tackling people, or would you want to win that?
That's the standard that has been around for ages.
I get the point. It takes away because you're playing them in the season. Why do you face them preseason? The idea of preseason is to play teams you never played before, or haven't played in years. That's how I always saw it.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
what the Emirates Cup's for.
Exactly.
That's so we can win trophies and then boast about it after.
When is it Emirates Cup this year? Is it still going ahead?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on Wednesday. We face Monaco.
Nice.
At least
looking
we
forward to
watched
that,
it
actually.
properly this time, innit? Rather than waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch our games. United. So you already spoke about Hojlund. How's Onana?
Well,
Fine.
no, he's had one game. He played against Real Madrid, which I think the whole team was a bit off, and they all looked a bit. What's the word? Like it was the team thrown together with no focal point. So pretty much a very performance reminiscent of last season, where we were looking for someone to lead the line, but absolutely no one to go to. And I hope this game sort of highlights Ten Hag. Do not play Bruno on the wing. He doesn't belong there. He's not your winger that needs to, he's a creative midfielder. Don't pull him out wide. He doesn't belong there. But from what I saw from Onana, he's got like good distribution. It's refreshing to see a goalkeeper actually being able to comfortably pass the ball out and not actually get like shit his pants when the ball comes at his feet. It was a refreshing change. He did get. I think he got lobbed for one of the goals. So I think he's gonna get a bit of time to get used to working in the system. But from what I saw, it looked comfortable on the ball. Pretty much what we were expecting from a new goalkeeper. Didn't see much of his shot stopping, so I know that's a big question mark over his signing. So that remains to be seen. As for the other signing, Mount, he looked anonymous again. I don't see what he adds to this team. I think he'll prove to be a good signing, but I haven't seen it in preseason so far. He's not. He's just huffed and puffed. He's not contributing anything on either side of the field. So I think that's one of those that we'll have to wait and see on that one. But hopefully, with the focal point, he might form a bit better.
So out of the three signings you've made so far, which one do you top it?
It's hard to tell because we haven't seen Hojlund play yet. So without judging it, it's going to have to be Onana so far. He's probably the one that's going to make the most difference. Hopefully, having a striker as well, make sure that we kill off teams as well. That's been United's big problem.
Better than
Onana needs to get, he needs to get Golden Glove.
Is that better than De Gea? I think he'll add more to the football we're trying to play. You're not going to get those world class saves that you used to get from De Gea, where you're thinking, how the hell did he stop that? We're gonna concede some sloppy goals. I think in the first year while he tries to get used to it. But I think you'll see the United sustain their pressure more because they've got a goalkeeper who can play out and get it to the wingers, to the forwards a lot quicker and a lot easier than De Gea did. So you notice a bit more in terms of that style of play.
Are you guys ready to play a high line though?
I think they'll have to. That's the idea with Manana, because his average position wasn't even in his flipping penalty box when we were playing Madrid. He was literally like his heat map was pretty much around the edge of his area. So you can see like that's what United are trying to build towards. And I think they've got the pace with Varane and Martinez to play that kind of high line.
Yeah, you guys are going to try and squeeze people, I guess. Well, the small teams anyways, not the big teams, because you guys camped against us in the preseason.
Yeah, we'd have to. There's still not enough quality in that centre back position, I don't think, to play out against the big teams.
So let's move on to the topics of all these big signings happening across USA and Saudi. Why you guys thought this? Is it good for football? Is it bad for football? Are you guys worried that they could potentially come and take your star player because they've got so much money?
Not
I
really.
I think only the old washed up players are going there at the moment.
Yeah.
Unless Mbappe goes there, then I'll be worried.
Yeah, and Mbappe rejected them straight away, even though he was going to make £19 a second. He was like, "No, I'm not doing that." The good thing is that seeing the newspaper saying, "Oh, Mbappe might come to Liverpool for a year," I wouldn't mind that for 1 year. Just that would be a fun, it'll be a fun 1 year thing to do. Watch, we could potentially win the Premier League again.
There is. You guys get Mbappe, we get fucking Weghorst.
I think go on, Bav.
No, go.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, it seems like Saudi are just after those players that just need that last paycheck. They're doing like the old WWE stuff where they just sign Goldberg and Undertaker on like 1 year contracts and that's it.
Yeah, it's like you just go there for the money. Like Henderson went for 700k a week. If Henderson's going for that much, everyone else could potentially go for that much as well. It's a good retire. It's like their pension fund. Football is equivalent of a pension fund.
Yeah, that does sound like it. Going back.
It doesn't worry me in the sense that because they've not signed anyone who you'd say is in their prime, like like a Haaland or an Mbappe. So Neves, that says it all really. He's just after the money. Like he's not someone I'd consider like we're going to miss out on the Premier League. There's no superstar there that would light up the league. He's just someone he's like a steady Eddie. He's not someone who's going to light up the league. What I am worried about is that they might try and play games, like where they're expanding the Champions League, where they include the Saudi teams and MLS teams. That's kind of what I'm worried about because there's so much, some like people like Messi and Ronaldo going there. They want to include them in, the top competitions.
Yeah, they can't do that for Champions League because that's Europe. They actually can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I know, but they
No,
can
but they
expand it to like a global one, can't they?
yeah, they might like the FIFA World Cup. They might just the
Yeah,
FIFA World Cup, whatever it is, that they'll just expand that into like a big competition where it will be taken more seriously. Because imagine if you did have Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, along with like Fluminense, Inter Miami, whatever they're called, Al Hilal, then people might start be taking it more seriously if the big teams are in there as well.
that's basically the Super League then.
That
Like
is a super.
that's
Yeah,
gonna replace the Super League.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. That idea sort of being mooted because they're all about money these days, aren't they? So, what better way to get money than to have your superstars spread across the world?
But didn't China try a few years ago? They signed Eto and all these guys, and it just didn't work out. But I think Saudi is here to stay. I don't think they're gonna flop like China did, because after that they just wanted to leave after a couple of years. I think with Saudi they'll stay there
Yeah,
until
Saudi's
they retire.
different. Saudi are so even with Americans, they pay big money, but they tend to work as business. Saudi are not. They don't give a shit about it. Like they don't care about the business. They just care about just splashing money, getting the big names in, and just having fun. That's literally what all they care about. They don't. So that could be they could potentially stay, because of that. Yeah, because of that stuff. Like what they're in for. They literally just say, I'm gonna pay 700K to Henderson. Like who the
Yeah,
fuck in the world is gonna pay 700K to Henderson?
yeah. I think there's gonna be a World Cup there as well soon. There's talks of a
Yeah,
World Cup there, so that's gonna be probably
Again,
the next one.
yeah.
again.
2030 is rumored to be
Yeah,
Saudi. Saudi want that one.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you look at who actually wins these bids, it's usually corrupt countries that usually do it. Look at like Qatar, Russia was eventually going to have one as well. So I just think, yeah,
USA is the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, 2026.
and we
USA and
all know,
Mexico.
yeah, we all know FIFA's corrupt. So if you can pay them, the owners, the governing body money, they'll definitely give you the tournament.
Yeah, so what's your guys' thoughts on the MLS stars also moving there? Because Messi rejected a huge contract from Saudi and he went to MLS. And I actually respect him for that because he literally said no to big money and is I'd rather go to MLS because of family, maybe family reasons, lifestyle, etc. What do you think?
I think yeah, he's close mates with Beckham as well, and I think Beckham convinced him to come and try and expand that league like Beckham did 20 odd years ago. So I think it's like the similar situation, and obviously they're gonna try and sign all of Messi's friends to keep him happy. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put to take MLS to the global branding, because obviously football or soccer, that as they call it in America, is not as big as the other four main sports over there. So they're trying to franchise that over there as well. So I think it could be a good move for Messi.
Yeah, him and his the Barcelona retirement club. All of them,
Like
they're gonna try, yeah, reenact 2010 Champions League finals, and that's what your pre-season friendly should have been into. Them versus Man United.
a La Masia reunion club there. They're all going there. I think it's a good move for Messi. He'll get more exposure in a different market. I think the Saudi market's saturated with Ronaldo and a couple of others like Benzema in there. Probably better off to appealing to someone in that side in that part of the world. Plus, I think it's not far from Argentina, so you can always nip home if he wants to.
Yeah, that's very true. I come to forgot about that as well. Argentina's literally a couple of hours below. Um,
Yeah,
so
the other,
all of the balls. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, the other good reason he goes there is that like everyone didn't want Henderson to go to Saudi Arabia because he fights for LG, BT, whatever, BTQ, for all of that, and then he decides, okay, I'm going to go to a country where they oppose all of that. Let me go get paid money and then just go against my values. At least Messi sticks with that decision and goes to America. Not like what Benzema, Ronaldo. They don't. You can tell they don't care. They just want to get paid, and they're still going there. They don't care about all these rights issues and stuff like that.
I think he's going to have more freedom in America than he would do in Saudi Arabia in terms of probably lifestyle and just general. There's probably better things to do in America than I'd say in Saudi Arabia as well.
Yeah, it's very true. But you still sacrifice that even with the big payout. Now, even for
He's
like
made
you'll be happy with that.
he's made his money. I think he's a made man. He's won the World Cup. He's done everything he needs to do in the game. I don't think money's his concern now.
When you think Ronaldo is also a made guy, but he's gone and gone more money.
He's a Finnish guy. That's why he had to go there. He had no one else was offering him anything.
Man's gonna get into an argument.
How dare you speak to your legend like that?
Yeah, I don't disrespect what he's done for the club, but the way he acted, he needs to be called out on it. Like there was literally no interest in him. There's a reason that Saudi is the only place he went to after United. No one in Europe wanted him.
All you know, someone's gonna come at you. People are gonna come at you in the comments.
Yeah. Ronaldo's interview is funny as well. Like he's saying like Saudi versus MLS, he's trying to make that thing now. He's trying to make it about himself again.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
see, this is why I respect Messi more than Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's a prick when it comes to moral and stuff like that. He just cares about his ego and pride. That's literally it. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. Whereas Messi actually comes across a bit more humble than Ronaldo does. Like he actually, like you can tell, like when he started crying for when he left Barcelona, etc. He actually cried. Whereas when Ronaldo left Madrid, he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to Italy to win some more titles. That's literally what the difference was. Yeah,
100%. He's far more selfish than Messi is. Although Messi's contract hamstrung Barca. That's why they're the position they're in now. Like he was on $500,000 a week, so there is that side of things.
no, but he deserves that pay though. That's the thing. Like you have to pay the guy what he is valued at.
Yeah, I get that, but then it's on the club for doing that. Look at the position they put them in. They have to like sign deals with Spotify and look at these brands just to keep afloat. He ruined that club with the amount of wages he wanted.
That's
But would
not
you-
the club's fault though.
They had
That's
to have
a
the
club's fault.
levers.
That's not the club's fault though.
That is the club's
Yeah.
fault. That's not
Yeah, that
Messi's
is the
fault. I'm
club.
not saying he's not
I
worth
mean,
that money.
I mean,
but-
no, I mean, it's not Messi's fault. It's the club's fault.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But if he loves the club that much, like he said he does, like PK paid for free, he could have done the same.
Yeah, but
All right.
people
So,
in the
do you
Liverpool,
love being a pharmacist?
I love being a pharmacist now. I just do it for the money. If I there's not very few things in life people love. No, I wouldn't
Do
do
you
it if for free.
Do you enjoy playing Ultimate Team?
At times I do, yeah.
All right, so then just don't all the money you get from it, just give it away to a random person. Buy all the bronze players in the world. Just play and you enjoy the game.
Right, okay. There's a difference between like hamstringing the club and actually asking for a reasonable wage, rather
Yeah.
discarding everything.
We also
To be
forget
fair,
the
Barca could
year.
have done that.
We also forget the year before Messi left, he gave in a transfer request as well. Because he wanted
yeah, I
he
remember
was
that.
gonna take Barcelona to court because of like the issues and stuff. So there was that as well.
But
Well,
you'll
Messi could have.
you'll do the same thing if your company didn't pay you money. You'll try and take them to court too.
I don't know what it was about though. I don't know what the dispute was about. Maybe it was about his release clause. I can't really remember because that was during like COVID
Yeah.
time. So I can't really remember what the dispute was. But I remember he wanted to leave because Barcelona were in crisis at that time. And they just lost 8-2 to Bayern. And yeah, I think he was fed up.
Which is fair enough. Like but they should have respected his decision to want to leave. Like
Yeah.
he's done so much for your club. Like show some respect to him. Like all the amount of Liverpool players that leave for free because we don't want to hold them down like how Barca tried to do to Messi. We just let them leave because they've done their bit for the club. Now they can have a free decision wherever they want to go.
Yeah, that's why there's some clubs are very classy and some clubs are just pile of shit. And I used to love Barcelona back in the day, but I actually think they're a piece of shit, that club. I actually prefer Madrid over Barca now. Like Barcelona are corrupted to its core, and they deserve everything that's coming to them right now.
But the only reason Barca could compete against Madrid, because Madrid had unlimited money, Barca had to cheat to compete against them.
Yeah, Madrid's only getting unlimited money is because of that king. He bloody
Yeah,
supports Madrid.
it's like going up against a credit card player.
Yeah, it's true.
And then Barcelona's academy was all bronze players, but they somehow turned all of them turned into world class because all of them came through the academy somehow at the same time.
What your guys' thoughts on all the other players moving to MLS like Iniesta, Busquets, like the Barcelona retirement team is all going to MLS.
It's all for stat padding, man. They're just gonna stat pad a few titles, a few goals here and there, make Messi happy, and that's it. They'll just retire after that.
And then a Netflix documentary will come out on it. Could say how how they never won anything, and then as soon as these lot come along, they won every single American trophy out there.
Oh
I
yeah,
was watching some of the MLS games, and the amount of space that they're getting, they must be loving it. They can walk at snail's pace and still get their pass off. It's great. Messi's taking the piss there. He's like passing against the post and then scoring. He's enjoying himself.
I saw Messi's one the other day. I was like, you cannot do this in Europe anymore. And man's just flying in there. Like he's running from halfway line, just like freely. No one's doing anything. Yeah, he's gonna have a field day there. Yeah, stat padding. Like I think Ronaldo fans were like, yeah, he's going to Saudi, he's gonna bang in more goals, he's gonna have like 1,500 goals. And then they were like, yeah, Messi can't compete, blah blah. And now Messi's in MLS. He's gonna do the same shit.
I don't think Ronaldo's gonna retire until he wins the World Cup. So that's probably gonna be for another 40 years.
Yeah, winning a World Cup.
There's no chance Portugal are winning the World Cup.
He wants the trophy for. He wants to get the medal for the most games ever played by a player. That's what I think he's going to go for. That's what I assume he's going to go for. Why wouldn't he go for? He'd go for every single accomplishment he can.
Shall we see who that person is?
Well, the most games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has played?
Isn't that someone from like Conference League or something?
Be some obscure league with some obscure person who's just playing against he's counting every single game he plays in his backyard. That game counts as a game. He plays
Pele.
Ultimate Team. He counts
sounds like
that
Pele.
as well.
It sounds like Pele.
Yeah, he plays Ultimate Team. That counts as a game as well.
Apparently, it's a goalkeeper called Peter Shilton.
Oh, Peter Shilton.
Oh, Peter Shilton. Wow.
He's played.
How many did he play?
2,200 games.
Isn't he the one that got out jumped by Maradona?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah. Rishi, have you never heard of Peter Shilton before?
No, as in it's Peter Shilton. I was just trying to see if I spelled his pronounce his name correctly or not. That's the other thing as well.
There you go, folks.
And
bit of trivia.
Guess who's fifth on the league? Ronaldo.
Yeah, Peter Shilton.
How far behind is he?
200 games.
Shit. Yeah, so he's going for that fourth for that next World Cup.
So you was right about this.
He ain't gonna retire until he's got that additional stat.
I'm surprised Ibrahimovic is not up there.
He had better injuries recently.
Yeah. Like Buffon's up there. Xavi's there.
Yeah, Buffon, I can understand. That guy's never retiring.
Goalkeepers can play for a long time.
David James.
I'm surprised Thing isn't there, Dida. Because Dida's meant to be up there.
I don't think he played for that long.
A lot of popular names there. I thought it'd be someone random.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a lot of random names here.
I reckon there is a random one somewhere. Maybe that just
Yeah, Shilton award. His most famous moment was getting out jumped by Maradona.
But to be fair, he did handball it, so
and he's still going on about it till this day. He's still crying about it.
that is sad though. As in, I feel sorry for him.
He brings it up on himself.
Yeah, because it's gonna haunt him for the rest of his life. until we don't win the next World Cup, is gonna hunt him for the rest of his life.
But we could have won it 2 years ago. Well, Euros.
So guys, just before we end it, just a quick this is a mid review transfer. Out of 10, what do you rate the transfer business so far, for your respective clubs?
I can go first.
Go on.
I would say 7 so far. Because we have addressed our weaknesses. I just need to see some outgoings now. That'll make it an 8 or 9 after, and then 1 or 2 more incomings. But at the moment, 7. But there definitely has to be some outgoings, like Holding and Cedric and stuff.
So
I'm gonna
you're rating it 7 because you haven't seen the outgoings going yet.
Yeah, I need to see a lot of outgoings because I don't want to see Holding starting next year.
What do you think of the new keeper that we're linked to, Ryo?
Oh, he's a great keeper. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why we're linked with him because Ramsdale's for me is
Turner's
still a
going.
decent keeper.
Turner's going, that's why.
Yeah, Turner's
saw-
going, but they're like 2 first choice keepers. But I think competition will be good.
And I swear Ryan's going to go Bayern Munich or somewhere. That's what I read. He was
Who's-
definitely going abroad. Raya.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
not what David Ornstein
No,
said today.
He said no to Bayern Munich.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what's your transfer rating out of 10? Mate.
Oh, mine's opposite of Nish because I've seen a lot of outgoings and not many incomings. I'm going to say 4 out of 10. I'm going to say even though we got 2 midfielders in, it's still not enough. Even though we're linked to other players, until it's done, that's when I'll improve the rating. But right now, I don't see that we've got enough coverage in midfield. One person gets injured, and we don't have a CDM at the moment as well. So, until we get that all sorted, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. It's not been a good window so far. Liverpool are usually much quicker at doing their business. We'd have been done by now, usually before preseason kicks off, but it looks like it's going to come towards deadline day when we'll get everything sorted out.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by that. You sold Fabinho recently, well, was it today or yesterday? Yeah, you sold him without a replacement. Or was
Yeah,
it-
that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's the Saudi. We didn't plan on selling Fabinho and Henderson. It's the Saudi club just coming along and just sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, basically.
Bev, rating?
I'm gonna go similar to Nish, about 7.5 for United. I think when we did the earlier video, I said we needed a striker and a goalkeeper. They've gone and got them before the season started. That's unusual for United. Usually they're scrambling around deadline day or late August to sign the players they need. So it's a welcome change. I think they did overpay though, particularly for Hojlund. So that's where it comes down. And again, outgoings need to be addressed. People like Maguire, people like what's his name, Martial, people like McTominay, Henderson, Bailly, they all need to get going. So it will go up to an 8 if we get the outgoings right.
Well, West Ham are knocking on that door recently.
With how
With that 105 million burning a hole in that wallet they've got.
the cheek of them coming, yeah, I'm only going to pay 20 mil for him. The cheek after charging us 105. The cheek on them, the West Ham. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks for coming in. Viewers, thank you for watching. And if you are new to the channel, please share some love to this video and subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification like button.